Good morning. Salty situation. Several people without power in Virginia for a reason that's a bit unusual. This morning, a look at the efforts to get the lights back on.
Plus, mayor arrested. Muncie in the national spotlight following the arrest of Mayor Dennis Tyler. In a special news minute, we take you through the week unlike any other.
And wintry weather returns, a potential of snow coming back into the forecast this weekend. Our weather team has the breakdown of what you can expect. Get the coffee ready and open up those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. With Tyler, Gabe, Nathan, and Hannah, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
TGIF, everybody, 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for being here with us. You are waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Tyler Brumman. What's your name again?
And I'm Gabe. I don't remember you. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, happy to have Gabe back with us on air. You know, you were helping out behind the scenes producing. Yep. What was that like? Was it fun?
It was good. Nice change a little bit. I got to be a little bossy, tell people what to do. Yeah. So I can see why our executive producer likes the role.
Yeah, well, he's still like that this morning.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's right.
We're going to have a check of your local weather coming up, but we have some other stuff that we have to get to in the meantime. And while the holiday season, Gabe, can help businesses, the time after can hurt.
Yeah, Liz Sefchak went downtown to speak with Muncie Map Company about the season ahead.
A couple months ago, the streets were packed, but now it's a different story.
The biggest thing for us on business is that weather impacts it. Whenever the weather is no good, our pedestrian traffic's down, people don't want to come downtown. They're not as likely to shop.
Without holiday shopping, Muncie Mapco co-owner Andy Shear says winter is a hard season to survive.
After Christmas, I mean, things kind of die downtown until spring, really.
And if the season doesn't go well, they could be shutting down their store.
And I mean, if we don't have that, it's going to be really tough to survive January, February, March when traffic is nothing.
And to Shears, the solution is simple.
Really, the whole core of it is people got to shop local or the local places aren't going to make it.
Shear says they've been brainstorming different types of ways to help the business during the season, but since the store is still so young, they're still developing. In Muncie, Liz Sefchak, NewsLink, Indiana.
Wow, kind of just scary to think about. You know, businesses could easily shut their doors if people don't help out. Now, events like Small Business Saturday are meant to help bring business to the downtown area.
Yeah, and for more details on business and events downtown, you can go to downtownmuncie.org. Well, turning to the tropics now, a new tropical storm is brewing in the Atlantic, but forecasters don't expect it to threaten any land. Tropical Storm Sebastian is churning about 600 miles to the northeast of the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean. Sustained winds are currently about 60 miles per hour. The National Hurricane Center expects Sebastian to weaken when a cold front moves in over the next few days.
Meanwhile, on this day in weather history, a tornado outbreak struck Indiana. In 1992, 15 twisters hit portions of the state, leaving dozens of buildings destroyed and an estimated $12 million in damage. 12 of these tornadoes impacted central Indiana, including 5 F3 tornadoes. One of them was on the ground for, get this, 9 miles just northeast of Indianapolis. An F2 and an F1 passed into Madison County. Fortunately, though, the good news, no deaths and only 6 injuries were recorded. This was the largest November tornado outbreak until 2013 and was part of a larger weather system which created 94 total tornadoes. Time right now, 8:03. Let's go ahead now and focus on today and this weekend as well. Let's get a check of that local weather. Good morning, Nathan.
Yeah, good morning, Tyler. Thankfully, the weather nice and calm here, though we can get those severe weather outbreaks here in November, but no concerns about that here this morning. As we had a cold front work its way through overnight, we see that pushing off to our east here, seeing some warmer temperatures off to the south and east, but this morning still a little bit chilly out there as you wake up this morning. 38 in Indianapolis, 39 in Muncie, and 37. Good morning to you in Fort Wayne. Now, we've had those clouds moving in and out throughout the morning, and that's going to continue throughout the morning hours today. We're going to start to pick up on some clearing this afternoon before we watch off to our west here. This developing system right here is going to work its way toward our area, producing some potential winter precipitation throughout the day on Saturday. So coming up in the full forecast, decreasing clouds today. We're tracking that wintry mix for your Saturday. And of course, the big question too, how's that Thanksgiving travel forecast looking? I'll time out all those details coming up a little bit later on in the show.
All right, Nathan, thank you so much. Turning overseas now, smoke from Australia's deadly brush fires have blanketed Sydney, reducing visibility and triggering health warnings. Earlier this week, authorities issued what they call a catastrophic fire danger advisory. Firefighters are battling an unprecedented number of brush fires raging through Queensland and New South Wales. Thousands of people have been told to evacuate. 3 people are now dead, dozens others injured. Meanwhile, several have been reported missing. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on this. Now, in much lighter news, to a cute story we go here. Meet Bear, the hero dog trained to rescue koala wildfire victims. He's an Australian coolie with the ability to detect live koalas through the scent of their fur. How cute is that dog there? Bear is a rescue whose obsessive nature and tireless energy made it impossible for his previous owners to keep him. Bear has been working hard at protecting areas devastated by 2 fires over the past month. IFAW is crediting Bear with saving at least 2 live koalas from the aftermath of the fires. More than 2,000 koalas do live in that area. How cute is he?
That is adorable. And if you thought Bear was cute, get ready for this story. Well, skiers and snowboarders love the snow, but so do dogs. And there's one pup in Snowbird, Utah, who's ready to save some lives in a few years, that is. Haley Higgins introduces us to Gator.
Meet Gator.
Gator, search, search.
She will be joining 5 other patrol dogs at Snowbird Resort.
They're just excited to please, and they're great searchers.
At just 9 weeks old, it's hard to believe that this little ball of energy could one day save a life.
She's already like sitting and healing, and it's just really cool to see the pup progress.
Biddle says that in just a year and a half, Gator will be fully trained and ready to take on the real search.
As the dog gets older, we do scenarios. We'll do practice searches where we'll bury people under the snow, and we'll get the dog all excited and to do a search. We have our tools that we use. We have our transceivers, we have our recos, but the dogs can cover so much area in such a quick amount of time. Their noses are amazing.
Patrol dogs are tested every year to keep their A-level status. Once they reach the age of 8 or 9, they usually drop down to a level B, which means
they can stay at our ski area, do searches here, but they won't go on a backcountry rescue.
But for now, Gator has a long journey ahead of her. Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
And ski resorts are already opening this week as the weather continues down its frigid track out west. How cute was that?
I know. Any morning that you can just have a few dog stories in the mix, it always makes for a much better and more relaxed morning. Well, just ahead, a scary situation for some people just to the west of Illinois.
Yeah, we'll tell you about some intense rescue efforts coming up after your weather now. Welcome back. Time right now is 8:09. That is a live look at a construction site. Looks a bit cluttered out there this morning. Just a little.
And, yeah, as we bring it back here into the studio, an Illinois couple survived an incredibly close call on an icy interstate last week. This is scary. Troopers were assisting the stranded couple on the side of the road when a box truck came barreling their way. Jeff Bernthal has the scary details behind the incident.
Illinois State Police say the driver of this box truck was driving too fast for the road conditions and could have easily been responsible for a horrible tragedy. Instead, the troopers and the stranded couple they were helping survived. A trooper pulled Peggy Vaught into a ditch, and the truck slid just inches over her. Her husband, Bud, was still inside their car, and the truck struck their vehicle. He has some internal injuries, but says he'll be okay. They are praising the work of those troopers who first stopped to help them and then may have saved Peggy's life by pulling her into a ditch.
All I heard was somebody say, "Run." That's the last thing I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, they jerked her out of the way, and I still don't know how she wasn't hurt. But it hit me just flat out.
I look a lot better today, but I'm still covered with bruises and everything. But no, if I got out of there with a broken wrist, that's good.
Wow, just terrifying to watch. Again, that was Jeff Bernthal reporting. Now, you should know the driver of the truck was cited for driving too fast for conditions and failure to reduce speed, and that's really just a reminder to make sure that you're safe when driving in conditions that aren't necessarily favorable.
We always say to take it slow whenever we have even just a little bit of snow on the roads. We can see how slick it can get.
Absolutely, and we want to go ahead now and bring Joseph Williams in as we transition from snow to space. Joseph, what do you have for us this morning?
Well, no need to worry about spacing out for these stories. These stories are out of this world. First one up, an exploding star has released the most energetic light show ever recorded, and scientists think this will shed more light into how powerful these stars really are. Scientists use telescopes to detect light energy from a gamma ray burst 4 billion light years away.
Wow.
Gamma ray bursts, or GRBs, are blasts of energy from stars that collide with each other or explode. The telescopes found light particles, hitting them with energies 100 billion times greater than the light we usually see. The blast of light energy helps scientists confirm a theory about how GRBs released high-energy blasts. They hope to detect more gamma ray bursts and learn more about them in the future.
Fascinating stuff.
Yep. And outer space has never been so sweet. Scientists from NASA found sugar in meteorites that crashed to Earth billions of years ago. This finding is adding to evidence that terrestrial life may have been caused by meteors. Ribose was among the sugars found. It's found in RNA molecules that deliver messages to DNA. Scientists say ribose may have contributed to the formation of RNA, which led to the creation of life on Earth. Other ingredients for life found in meteorites include amino acids, hydrocarbons, and traces of water.
Wow, it's just hard to believe that, like some of the stuff out in space could easily relate to us here on Earth in everyday life.
Space is interconnected that way. And speaking of space and stuff, a new set of photos from a telescope in Australia has given a fresh perspective on the Milky Way. Scientists used the Murchison Wide Field Array, or MWA, to show what we could see if the human eyes could detect radio waves. The new view captures low-frequency radio emissions from our galaxy, both in fine detail and at larger scales. It shows the lowest radio frequencies in red, middle frequencies in green, and the highest in blue. This means the MWA can find star remnants that are older and further away than the ones we already know about. For example, this 104-frame photo mosaic shows where a supernova exploded 9,000 years ago. Researchers also found the remnants of 27 massive stars. While the MWA has allowed us to gain a new perspective on the Milky Way, it'll soon be surpassed by the world's largest radio telescope, the Square Kilometer Array.
Very cool stuff. Sometimes we wonder, have we learned all we can about space? Can we only see so far? But it's cool to see new stuff's always being discovered.
It's our new ocean, basically.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, thank you, Joseph. Well, in just a moment, power outage is happening out east.
Yeah, but the reason is a bit odd. We've got the details behind all of this after your weather now.
Welcome back. The time is currently 8:14. You're taking a live look just to the north of campus, 39 degrees, a little chillier outside this morning. And moving off further to the east, salt buildup on power lines is to blame again for several power outages in Norfolk, Virginia over the weekend.
This is interesting here. Julio Avila explains what the power company is doing to try and stop it from happening so often.
You may be experiencing power fluctuations throughout the evening due to current weather conditions.
This is the call some Dominion Energy customers got last weekend as strong winds battered Hampton roads, including Norfolk's Ocean View section. But don't blame outages all on wind. Salt is also a factor.
Our power lines are exposed to a number of natural elements that cause outages, including wind, trees, ice, animals, and in isolated areas along the coast with very specific weather conditions, salt contamination.
Dominion Energy customers tell News 3 that electricity was flickering inside homes and businesses. It caught Norfolk Councilman Tommy Smeagol's attention, who posted this message on social media saying, maybe Dominion Energy can start spending some of the billions of dollars they make every year on undergrounding power lines. He represents the city's 5th Ward, which covers Ocean View. But are underground power lines possible?
The burying power lines can be more expensive, but in areas where it makes sense, it can help us with quicker restoration.
But Dominion says moving power lines underground doesn't always work.
That process takes many factors into consideration, including the potential for flooding, which is a problem in coastal areas as well, so it's a balancing act.
According to Dominion Energy, underground power lines are not currently being considered in Ocean View. As for salt buildup, Dominion says it's not a common cause of outages.
We put special conditions in place so people don't even recognize the times that were avoided because of that. But it's impossible to know everywhere that the salt may build up and when it could cause a power outage.
So very different stuff out there. Normally
Yeah.
around here, we're used to seeing as power outages from ice or snow, wind, whatever, in rural areas especially, but salt out east, something we don't always think about.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned ice there. That salt obviously could help the ice melt and whatnot. And a big danger, especially this time of year, is ice on bridges. So what exactly causes all of that to happen? We want to go ahead now and get it over to Stephen Deanna with breaking down the science. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Tyler and David. Good morning to all of you. It's time to slide our way into breaking down the science on a topic that is rather misunderstood, and that is ice on bridges. Now, as we head towards closer to the winter season, and keep this in mind too, as if you're driving in wintry weather, it is hazardous. Bridges actually freeze faster than roads due to all the exposure a bridge has, which would be the surface, the sides, and the underlying section, as to where, compared to the road, only the surface is exposed. Now, as cold air repeatedly strikes the bridge, that heat is lost. The bridge loses heat, and as the air temperature drops, so does the bridge temperature along with it very closely. That is why both temperatures actually drop faster than the road surface temperature, and this leads to ice forming on the bridge much faster than the road. So rain and snow that freezes to the bridge, it's going to cause very slippery conditions. And keep in mind to lower your speed if you're crossing a bridge, because accidents do quickly and commonly happen on bridges. So to put things into perspective, be sure to keep these tips in mind if you're crossing a bridge during the winter season. And speaking of just winter in general with the cold air, Nathan, it's cold out there. What do you have coming up in local weather?
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. We're crossing a bridge right over here in weather this morning, as we are still seeing temperatures in the 30s out there, 38 in Indianapolis, 41 actually down there in Shelbyville, and 36 degrees. Good morning to you in Kokomo. Now, we're still seeing those clouds fluctuating in and out of the area coming up from the south. That's part of the weather system that's been slow to exit here, as we had some of those rain showers yesterday. But take a look again off to our west here, seeing some snow showers there in portions of Kansas. That's going to slowly track toward our area as we head throughout this weekend and toward the day on Saturday. Now today we're going to time out the rest of the clouds today. We see those clouds start to decrease. By your lunch hour, still seeing a few passing clouds, but I think the best chance of the clouds is going to move away by the time we get to later this afternoon, leading to a beautiful evening commute, a great way to wrap up your week here with mostly sunny skies out there this evening. So for the rest of your day today, we start off cloudy, but we slowly rise into the 40s here, 42 by 1 o'clock and 44 by 4 p.m. And those temperatures don't really budge all that much as well throughout the day, and they start to drop off though tonight with those clearing skies, 37 by 9 o'clock, 34 by 10, and 32 degrees there by 11 p.m. And lows are going to drop off tonight with those clearing skies into the upper 20s, 28 the low temperature here in Muncie. And now throughout the day tomorrow, we're going to start to track that winter precipitation approaching our area. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, you could start to see a few clouds approaching the area. I think the best chance for some snow showers and wintry precipitation is going to lie to our areas just off to the south here. Could see a few isolated snow showers and wintry precipitation in our area, so we're not going to rule out that chance, but these models have been trending more toward the south, so thankfully not looking at a major impact at all on your day Saturday, but by the time we get to Sunday, start to see some clearing once again. Going to be a great way to wrap up the weekend here with those clearing skies. So let's recap the weekend forecast here. Rain and snow showers for your Saturday, chance of precipitation 30% there. For your Sunday, though, looking really good. Highs approaching 50 degrees, 49 here for your Sunday. Winds coming out of the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now here over the next 5 days, we are going to start to see these temperatures slowly rise here over the 5-day forecast. But notice by the time we get to the day before Thanksgiving, they start to drop off. Yes, that's the big forecast question mark here. As we get closer to Thanksgiving, we're definitely going to be tracking the forecast as it's only 6 days away. Man, that's hard to believe. I can't wait to start eating that turkey and heading home and enjoying the Thanksgiving festivities there. So in the mid-7-day forecast, on Saturday, you see that chance for some snow showers and precipitation there. So be careful if you're heading out to the Ball State basketball game, 3:30 p.m. at Worthen Arena on Saturday. But notice the warming trend throughout the 7-day. And notice by Tuesday, we could see some rain and wind as the weather system works its way through, but getting nice and warm, mid-50s for Tuesday, but dropping off there on Wednesday. Before that Thanksgiving forecast, we are tracking the potential at seeing a few showers that day, but at this point, looks like just hit or miss, so we'll just have to track that one closely.
Yeah, nice to see temperatures back in the 50s. Nathan, thank you. Now to some health news for you on this Friday. A new study suggesting vaping could cause damage to the lungs, including the condition called popcorn lung. The Canadian Medical Association Journal published the study Wednesday. In it, researchers looked at a case involving an Ontario teenager who was placed on life support for a vaping-related illness. The teen's condition was more in line with popcorn lung. The lung disease got the nickname after factory workers developed it from breathing in chemicals found in buttery or caramel-like flavors. Doctors say this is proof that vaping-related illnesses can take different forms and are calling for more research. Meanwhile, the number of lung injury cases tied to vaping continues to rise in the U.S. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention released new numbers, bringing the number of cases to just over 2,200 with 47 deaths. Also this morning, a new commercial airing in South Dakota. It shows a person after person saying, "I'm on meth." Yes, I just said that on TV. It's part of South Dakota's anti-meth campaign, and it just started running Monday. The governor is hoping the ad gets attention, and it certainly has so far. Take a look.
I'm on meth.
So am I.
Meth is not someone else's problem. It's everyone in South Dakota's problem, and we need everyone to get on it.
I'm on meth.
Well, that's definitely eye-catching. The campaign is called Meth, We're On It. Governor Kristi Noem wants to bring awareness to the meth epidemic in South Dakota. The ad is facing backlash, not surprising there, from the public, with some confused over what the purpose of the ad is, but the governor says she wanted this to be a bold campaign to get people talking about being part of the solution. I know that definitely has us talking this morning.
Yeah, it's eye-catching for sure.
Yeah, and I know another story that happened here in Muncie that was eye-catching, the arrest of Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler. What a week for the city, as Muncie was in national headlines after the mayor's arrest. In a special edition of the News Minute, we have a recap of what you need to know.
Yeah, you've had a busy week covering that story.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's all coming up, though, after a message from Mitz.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitz will take you there.
Welcome back. Time for a special edition of your Cardinal Weather News Minute, a week unlike any other this city has ever seen. Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler arrested by the FBI Monday morning. Court documents say Tyler is accused of accepting $5,000 from Tracy Barton, the former superintendent of sewer maintenance and engineering for the Muncie Sanitary District. Barton was arrested last year. Exactly 2 weeks before his arrest, Mayor Tyler told me in an interview he knew little about the years of FBI investigations into city government corruption.
I actually can't comment on that. I have no more information than I did when it started 3 years ago.
Fast forward just 1 day later, the mayor back at work, but also in the hot seat as people were calling for his resignation. Even local radio station WLBC taking the issue head on with editorials saying the mayor needs to step down.
The gist of this is Muncie needs to move forward. This has been 4 years in the making.
In the community, with the city in the national spotlight, some people looking to move forward with the message Muncie Strong. On Wednesday, more than 40 people showed up in support of an impromptu event. Overall, the feelings expressed were love for Muncie.
I love Muncie because I feel connected to something bigger than myself. And I feel like I can be a part of building into the place where I live.
As residents continue to react, Tyler awaits his court date on January 21st. If convicted, he faces 10 years behind bars and a $250,000 fine. This has been a special edition of Your News Minute. Let's go and send it over to Hannah now with a check of your national weather. Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning. Feels like winter throughout most of the country right now with temperatures in the 20s and 30s, 21 in Minneapolis, 28 in Kansas City, 30 in Billings, a little warmer down to the south, 53 in Atlanta, 46 in Dallas-Fort Worth. Speaking of these cold-like temperatures, we also do have some winter weather advisories in parts of the country. In parts of Maine, winter weather advisory in effect this morning where they could see a wintry mix throughout the morning hours. We do have another winter weather advisory in parts of Colorado where 2 to 5 inches of snow is expected. And then we do have a freezing fog advisory in parts of Nevada where visibility could be reduced. And then for tomorrow, high wind watches and warnings in parts of Montana. For the high wind warning, sustained winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 80 miles per hour expected. And then for the high wind watch, sustained winds of 20 to 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour expected. And then radar right now, we do have some rain along a cold front in parts of this Midwest, and then that snow in parts of Colorado and Kansas. And then temperatures today still feeling like winter in parts of the country. High of 38 in Kansas City, 30 in Minneapolis, 45 in Billings, a little warmer down to the south. High of 55 in Dallas, 71 in Pensacola, 67 in Atlanta. That is all I have for national weather. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Hannah. Well, love them or hate them, at least Kanye's Yeezy shoes are environmentally friendly, or partially, that is. Here they are, $75 for shoes made out of algae foam.
What?
Not only is algae a renewable resource, we've often have so much of it that it actually becomes a problem. To be clear though, the shoe will still be partially made from a petroleum-based product, and Kanye is going to make his own algae. Yes, apparently that's a thing. He's all about, quote, going seed to sole. That's S-O-L-E, in case you're wondering. The shoes will be on sale sometime next year.
That shoe just looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, and in a story that's near and dear to my heart,
of course.
After years of saying it was on its way, Tesla has finally revealed its electric pickup truck.
Is it true you drive a Tesla, Gabe?
That's what they say anyway. Yeah, the Cybertruck was unveiled at Tesla's design studio just outside Los Angeles, and it doesn't look like any truck you've ever seen. Instead of a distinctly separate cab and bed, the body appears to be a single form. The exterior is made from a newly developed stainless steel alloy. Tesla owner Elon Musk said the metal is used from SpaceX rockets, and he claims it's bulletproof. I find that a little hard to believe. That's wild. The base version of the truck, I assume so, will start at $39,000 and will go at least 250 miles on a single charge. The Cybertruck is only available for pre-order right now, and Musk says they'll hit the market in late 2021.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
A story my
And,
dad is happy about.
I know, but you know what we're not happy about? The fact that it's our last show, the three of us at least. We're still going to have a show in 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it has. It's been a blast trying something new for me. I've always been in Nathan's shoes over there doing weather. The wall was my home, but coming over here to the anchor desk, it's been fun. Thanks to you for all your guidance, help. It's been fun. So now they're ready to take it to a behind camera role next semester.
So actually next semester you won't see Gabe on air because he's going to be transitioning behind the scenes. He'll be serving as our executive producer. So at least we still get to work with you at the very least.
Maybe I'll throw myself on a time or two.
Maybe once in a while. And I just want to take a moment and say thank you to everyone that watches. Trust me when I say we read your comments, and they really mean a lot. So to Gabe's family, my family, I know our head production manager, Emily Poe, her family watches all the time. We see your guys' comments, and it really does mean the world to us. So again, thank you, and it's been fun sharing the desk with you guys.
Between you and Joseph's puns.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Gabe, have you ever tried putting gas in your Tesla?
Okay, apparently on the internet somewhere, someone saw someone try to do that. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking.
Well, if you got time to go out and do that today, and there's going to be a good forecast for that. I mean, checking one last look at the mid-7-day forecast, 44 for your Friday, dropping down a little bit on Saturday with that slight chance for some wintry precipitation. Warming up nicely, though, topping off at 55 on Tuesday with a chance of rain and wind before we cool down just in time for Thanksgiving there on Thursday.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Nathan. And for the last time me saying this, at least for a little while, that's all for Cardinal Weather for this Friday morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, we're going to be saying goodbye for good for this semester and goodbye to some of our seniors. So we hope you join us then. Have a great weekend and have a nice Thanksgiving.